Hello, how do you analyze stocks for swing trading if you are using long option long swing trading strategy? We have think of swing platform open. If you have just swap account, you will be able to use think of swing for free and download it to your computer, and I think you can use a web version as well. But depending on what platform you are using, you might have a way to analyze your chart, but just know that to swing trade you can use daily chart to analyze the chart to buy and sell stocks. So you can use maximum daily chart or 1 year daily chart. We are going to use maximum daily chart, and because for some of our long uptrend line are low and they may not be visible on 1 year daily chart. The next one we are going to analyze is NDAQ. And we have maximum daily chart. Because it's a daily chart, every single bar is a daily bar. So we are analyzing the chart after the market closed on January 22nd, 2025. The price went up that day. We like to buy on the purple trend line. The trend line we like to buy at, we color them purple. And right now the price is still far from where we like to buy. We can determine the mountain without zooming. We can see that these stocks tend to make a big mountain, and when they made this one, it didn't come down to the trend line. It stopped midway, but this is not as high as this one. So it's just the way it descended from that top all the way down. So it took a while to drop down, so it made pretty much a big mountain, a wide one, and started again here. So we can say that we are on, if we are asking ourselves, because we know that it tends to make this type of mountain, we can ask ourselves what side of the mountain the price is right now, and we can say that it's still on the peak side of the mountain. It dropped a little bit here, and it could just be because it created a peak. In fact, we can use this peak as a reference, and when we are using this peak as a reference, well, we can say that it is on the other side of this mountain, but it could just be a short valley from climbing this top here, because this will be a high here as well. So when it climb up, it pull back to rest, climb up and pull back. But the thing is, this area it pulled below this trend line. So this trend line ended, but it does not give us an indication that it's going too low. So it's pretty much going up here, and it could try to make another peak as well. But the bottom line is we are on the climbing up side of the mountain, but it's quite far from the valley. That is just better we wait to buy at the valley. Did you see how we analyze the chart? We are analyzing it because those swings are kind of mountain and valley. We like to buy at the valley. That's our option and swing trading strategy. We determine a long trend line. A long trend line more than a 1 year old tend to be lower. So that is a valley. We have two options here, but we like to go with this one. But it can take a while for that to come down just by looking at how it made that mountain prior. It does not mean you won't be able to trade along the way or at some point before it reach down. Depending on the strategy you are using, you can, but because of the strategy we are using, we don't know if it is almost close to be done making reaching the peak you want to reach, and we will start preparing to go down. We don't know. Therefore, depending on how far gone it is climbing up that mountain, we might just decide to wait to to get back in at the valley instead of joining the race somewhere up. So for that reason, we are just going to keep looking at it, but it's making an uptrend on this side. So the next one we are going to analyze is NVDA. We purchase NVDA and we can see how it's doing. So it reached a peak there. We have our 3 purple line that we like to buy at, and we bought it at August trend line. We bought it there. It went up a little bit, reached a new peak, pull back and start going up. So when we zoom back, we can still see that where we bought it, it is pretty much on the left side of the mountain climbing up, because this trend line is a little bit steep up. It could be supporting one side of the mountain. So buying it there, we could have sold it when it reached that peak, but we didn't. So if it's going to reach another peak there again, we could sell it, because I just feel like the thing is it does not have a history of making big mountain like the previous one. It just makes smaller zigzag along the way. But this trend line here, and this is 1 year trend line. In 2024, maybe because it's closer, I'm not sure, but we do see those spike. And buying it on this short trend line, because we are at the beginning of 2025, I think it's good for us to sell it when it reach the next high, if it's going to reach that high, and just get out of it. Alternatively, if you fall back down to here, that will be fine, since it's not too much gap between it. But it could decide to fall back to this, but because it does not make those type of big mountain, it might just rest on this one and continue. We don't know. But the more is moving, the price is moving, the more is going to be drawing a pattern, and the more we will try to understand the pattern is drawing, if that makes sense. It is a learning things. At least for me, I'm still learning, and having a stock watch list that you just analyzing the same stocks over and over and over might help you, at least in my opinion, get to be familiar with some stocks and just see how their pattern works. Instead of each time you are going to buy stocks, you find a new stocks out there to buy. If you have a watch list, you can just analyze those stocks on a daily basis and keep observing them, even if you do not have money to buy stocks yet, or if none of them is well positioned for you to buy. Just keep analyzing the stocks on a daily basis. Could help you improve the strategy you are trying to use to swing trade with. So yeah, we bought it, and I think we bought it on the climbing up to the mountain side. Therefore, we should find a way to get out of it positively and just way to get back in. But yeah, we'll just at this point, because we bought it somewhere here, the price is higher than where we bought it. It's positive. It's just now it has not reached the profit target we are aiming for, but we can see that it pulled back, didn't touch it, went up, pulled back again to the same level, and start going up. So we'll just keep watching it and see. So the next one we are going to analyze is NVR. NVR, we purchased it as well last year. We purchased it somewhere there, and then the price dropped. So you can see that because we are purchasing along a trend line here, which is an upper side of the mountain, when that that peak is reached, it just decided to go down. So is it going down to this valley and then pull back up? We don't know. At this point, it went cross it down, so it could be trying to come down here, or it could just try to use this previous peak as that resistance line as a support to rest and move back up. It is a possibility as well. But then we can look past a little bit to see how wide it tends to make mountain. And it does tend to make it's not quite, we can, even if you are looking at the trend line that we like to enter it, we can see when it touched base with it, the next time it touched base with it, it was a wide mountain, not too tall, but wide, maybe a hill, but we are just going to seal with mountain and valley. So, and it made a similar one here and made a similar one here. So I think from where it is right now, it could well just be using this area as a support and just continue. In that case, if you are trying to buy, we have this low is higher than this one, which is higher than this one. So we have an uptrend line here. So this green bar will be an entry point, or the second one, which will be today, January 23, 2025, could be an entry point as well. But because we already have some in our portfolio, we are not going to buy more. But it could well be go up from there. So it is at a valley preparing to climb another mountain. It is my personal opinion on that. It could turn around and continue down here, but again, it's going to be after the fact that we'll see what it's doing. But where it is right now, it is resting at this previous mountain peak area and could well go up from there, because it tends to be having that. So it could well not come down to here, but just continue from here. And this is 1 year and a half or so, not less than that, but a little bit 1 year or so type of trend line. So we'll just continue observing it to see if it's going to create another mountain from here, or if it's going to prefer to come down to rest here before going up. But because we bought it there, we are just going to keep observing it, and when it passes that, we will sell it for profit. So the next one is ORL. It's not one way to analyze the stocks. You just have to keep observing the price pattern of the stocks you want to trade, and just keep explaining it to yourself, to trying to understand the pattern that the price is drawing. So ORL, let's see how we have those purple lines that we like to buy at, and let's just see how it moves along. So it does not really make a very big mountain. It moves along and does not touch any of those really well. If I trace from here, I will reach somewhere here. In fact, I can just leave it there, and then it pulled back. So it started from there. It took a while to pull back here, but it just didn't make one big mountain. It just zigzag along the pathway, making it's not moving steep up, but it's moving upward. I don't even know how to explain it. It tends to have this tendency where it move like this instead of moving like this and then drop down. So, but this area, it went up a little bit though before it continued that tendency again. So we are trying to catch here, and but you can see how it flow, the direction it went before it fell back close and do that. So it could be a while before it'll pull back to here, because it tend to move across like this. So it created a mountain there, so we are on the upside of whatever mountain is creating, and it drop back to the trend line again. Well, you don't know if it's going to make another mountain or if you wanted to rest on this one or not, but it seems to be going up from there. But we are not going to join the race at the moment. We are just going to, you know, try to keep observing it and aim for this trend line to enter. When it's going to come to it, we don't know, because it can continue that up trend for a while. It just does not move too far away from the trend line, so it has an interesting pattern to it compared to NVR. So P car, we have some in our portfolio. We purchased it somewhere there. We purchased a few times during the year, and every arrows at the bottom point out where we bought it, arrows on the top point out where we sold. So we bought it there, and it dropped. The price dropped. Yesterday the price went down, but you know, we pretty much were following a trend line, but as it reached that peak, it didn't continue going up. It pulled back all the way excuse me, all the way to the trend line and started again. So it started again. So we have another mountain that is forming. So it went up, pull back, and start going up. So it does not just create a peak all at once. It will continue to go up, pull back. You know, you see the way it's doing it here, all the way before it will reach a higher peak. So now if we get closer to it, or if we use 1 year daily chart, so we can see that it's following this trend line at the moment. And if you do not have this in your portfolio, yes, I will say, based on my opinion, it is still at a good place to buy. It might pull back to this trend line, but it's still, you know, at the valley, preparing itself to continue going up. It created a peak here, no, not really a peak, a mountain here, a pull back, and start getting ready to create another one. So, but being close to the trend line here, you know, it is a good place to buy. And yesterday it pulled back. If today is a green bar, you could buy if you like to buy it. It's consolidating there, but you know, you can see an uptrend there. So it's above this trend line that is following. So therefore a green bar will be an entry point today, January 23rd. But we are not going to buy. So the next one will be PJ. So PJ, we like to buy at this trend line, and you know, you see the pattern of it. It tends to make those mountain, and right now it pulled back. It is like it's using support line here, which is the resistance line of those here. So it could just be a good point there, but I like to wait for that to come down here, though it's not too far from it. But again, it has a way of making those mountain before it will pull back, and it just make a big zigzag and depend on how the zigzag is. Yeah, that's, but yeah, so he did those without reaching a peak all the way to somewhere here. When he reached a new peak, here, but then continue it. So it's not done creating peak yet, but again, it's just interesting. I just prefer to wait on it because I don't know when it's going to be done, and we decided to come down here. So I'm just going to wait on it here. But yeah, it's interesting chart as well, kind of unique. PJR. So PJR, we have two trend lines that we like to buy at. This clearly show you one side of the mountain, and at this point it reached the peak of that mountain, and we don't know if it's going to try to reach another peak or if it's done. In the process though, it created multiple peak going up. We just don't know if it's going to continue doing that or if it's done doing it. But at this point, from that peak, it pulled back to the trend line it's been following. But we would prefer not to buy it on this trend line because maybe we might just, because if we are looking at it, it was following this one but then climb up. Make me think, because it does not make those type of big mountain. If we pull back all the way here, that will be a very big mountain, but we don't see that tendency in the pattern. That make me think maybe this will just be the next trend line that is going to trying to use as valley, if that makes sense. So in that case, buying it there, we still stand on that we can still trying to buy it. We can buy it and it's just going to be okay, just like we can buy it and it'll just decided to come down. So we are still going to keep that trend line. It is 1 year trend line. We just don't know what happened in 2024 that it decided to climb up, and that is the second stocks that I've found so far in this session that show a steep climb up in 2024 that I have not seen on the prior chart. So what is it trying to do right now? Right now, it made a lower low around the trend line, but this low is higher than this one, but it's not down yet because we are not seeing a green bar. So we'll just keep observing it to have few more higher lows around this trend line before, if we want to buy, we can decide to buy. But yeah, it's just the trend line is not too far from the mountain so that is creating. But yeah, we'll just keep watching it. The next one is PH. PH, we purchased it last year. We have not sold it yet. And let's take a look at the mountain that it tried to make. So it took a while before it reached that trend line again. And then, it move and just go there. So I will think that we are still on one side of the mountain that is climbing up and could decide to come back down to this trend line. So I would prefer to wait to buy at this trend line. But you can see that this trend line here is more than 1 year old, and that it climb up, pull back to it, and climb up, pull back to it. So it must well decide, because it does not make a big, I won't say it does not make a big, it does not make a tall mountain not too far from the trend line, but it does make a wider one. It might just decide to continue that for a while and then decided to come down here, but just use this as the new valley, and as it go up, it come down to it. So we'll just continue observing it, but I will prefer to wait on this one and just keep. But again, we bought it somewhere up, and then it pulled back to the trend line. Or support line, a trend line, and then start going up again. So if it reach a new high there, we could sell what we have in our portfolio. But right now, because we bought it there, the price is not high enough yet. The next one is PWR. PWR, we like to buy at either one of those trend line, but right now is creating a peak. So yesterday, even though the price pulled back, it reached a peak there. So we can see the pattern that is designing. It was following this trend line and climb up, but because it does not make a wide mountain, there is a chance it may not come back to this one. It'll just continue here. Do you see how we are analyzing it? We are just seeing what is going on and go from that to make our assumption. But it could still decide to come down to this one line, as it touched base with it a while. But because it does just not make those type of wide mountain or tall mountain, and it has this same repetition along this trend line, this one could just be the one it wanted to follow, and it is 1 year trend line. Therefore, we will like to wait on it there. But so far, it just went halfway and just went back up. It didn't even bother coming to it. So we'll just wait at that trend line. So the next one is ROL. So ROL, we like to buy at either one of those trend line, but right now it's not close to it yet. It's following, it pulled back to this support line here, which is a resistant line to rest on and start going up again. And it has an interesting patterns, make kind of jagged teeth type of mountain along the way, but can be a wide mountain as well before it will touch base with the trend line. So we just prefer to wait at this trend line, because in my opinion it could still be climbing up, and it is far into that route for us to try to join it. So the next one is Rose. Rose, we have we purchased it this year at this trend line, but we have two that we highlighted, and it does make big mountain. So there is a chance this is just a big mountain and will decide to come down to this. So buying it at this trend line, which is 2.5 years type of trend line, that's pretty much how long it took it to make this side of the mountain. It reached that peak there, we could well be in a descent, because the peak is behind us. But of course the peak will be behind you if you see the peak, right? So, but we bought it because it touched base with the trend line, went up a little bit, pulled back, and we just bought it when we were seeing those higher lows. But then it pulled back again, so it's pulling back to this trend line, maybe to rest on it and continue, or it could just be that it's done climbing this side of the mountain and is about to descend back to the valley at the bottom, and now and be done using this as a valley to create mountain along the upside of the mountain. We don't know, but we bought it. We'll just keep it in the portfolio and wait on it, and just learn from it as well. RPM, we purchased it last year. We have not sold it yet. We purchased it along that trend line, and clearly it was upside of the mountain, and it decided to pull back. So it rests on this up trend line and start going up, but we don't know if it's going to continue up from there, or if it's going to go down. But looking at the type of mountain it does create kind of horizontal chain type of mountain, and it could just well, use this and continue going up. So this is an area that it could be purchased as well, because it's at the valley, trying to create another mountain here. Just like it could turn around and try to come down here. So, but if you like to buy it, I think it's still close enough to this trend line to be at the base of a new mountain forming to enter at the next green bar. But yeah, and I've been saying that I said that some weeks ago, or a week ago or so, because of higher lows that is creating here. This low is higher than this one, higher than this one, that is higher than this one, or not, but there is a higher lows here, and this is a valley here, and it's getting ready to go up. Therefore, it is at a buying, there is a buying point there. But again, we just don't know what it will decide to do. It could continue up, creating another mountain, just like it could just decide to go down. I just didn't find those kind of big mountain tendency of it though. It's just like it repeated those type of mountain here. It might just well use this trend line to continue, but we'll just keep observing it. At this point though, buying it right up there, we will wait on it to go back up. So RSG is the next one, and we bought it this year, and we bought it at this trend line. And when we are looking at it, this could be a trend line that it will fall back to. At this point, we are following it here, which could just be one side of the mountain as well. So it's 1 year trend line though, but I just have a feel like for some reason it's not touching base with this. It's just going, at least 2024, it just followed that trend line. So, but, and even this trend line didn't continue. This trend line will pass by the top of it here. So, and then we have this. That's why we use this instead, and it only touched base with a few times, but then chose this one instead. So we just bought it at that area, and we are just going to keep watching it to see what it's going to do. So it may not just be one side of the mountain, because of the way it's moving. We could just have caught it at the base of another mountain that is going to climb. So we bought it somewhere there, and right now the price is higher than what we pay for it. So it's positive in our portfolio. So the next one is SO. So SO, we have this trend line that we like to buy at. It does make big mountain, and is making, so we have the peak there. So we have this side of the mountain. We could be in the descent side of the mountain. So we are just going to wait on it here. The next one is SPGI. So SPGI, we like to buy at this trend line. It does make a big mountain, and we'll come back to it. So based on that, we could well think it's going to come down to this. The main time though is using this as the valley, climbing up but because it's far gone on that route, I would prefer not to enter it there, because I just don't know if it's going to continue up or if it's going to be getting ready to come down. It does take a while to come down, making smaller mountain along the way as well. So therefore we just prefer to wait. So the next one is SYK. We purchase a we purchased it there. It reached a peak right after and then fell back, and now it started going up and it is higher than where we bought it. It pulled back yesterday, but it could create a peak. So you can see where we bought it in November. It took almost 2 months before is reaching and is close to be reaching that peak again. So when we pull back to look at the mountain, it does make a wide mountain. It make one wide here to touch base. It make one wide to touch base. It made this one touch base here and made that one and touch base here. So August to here before it touch base with it again. So, and this trend line is a long one as well, like many 1-2 years. Those are years long here. 2 years trend line. It could well be using it, but because this one is not too far from this one, I like to wait on it on here, next entry point. But it could just well be using this one since it touched base with it multiple years in the past, making that wide mountain. So it could well be switching to this one instead of coming down to this. So we are just going to keep observing it. In fact, I think I will color that one as well, because it could just be an upside of a big mountain and then it'll fall back here, just like the way it did it here, just or maybe not. So we are just going to keep watching it and using this one or this one as where it's going to touch base and just follow. In the meantime though, we purchased it somewhere there and it came back to here and now start going up. So this conclude this portion of chart analysis of the stock that we have on our watch list. And if you like to see how we analyze the others on the watch list, will you please check the links to those videos in the description. Thank you. And for up trend line swing trading strategy, we have we jot down the strategy we are using and we are tweaking it along the way as well. As we are discovering new things, we are dropping some other assumption and making new ones. Our green bar are when the days that the price went up, and the red bar are the days the price drop. It's good to swing trade on a daily chart, and to take your time and handpick the stocks for your watch list and just analyzing those every day to keep practicing the strategy you are using, and draw your entry point, and those are support lines passing by the lows of the chart. And when it touch base with one of your entry line, you wait for that to start making higher lows there, and you buy at the first or second green bar that follow a pullback. And when you are deciding on your entry point, look at what side of the mountain the price is, and you can use the peak, the previous peak, as a reference to see if it is climbing up the mountain or is climbing down from it. And the best place to enter is at the valley. It is the lowest entry point is at the valley when is getting ready to climb a new mountain. So that's what is good to be looking at those to see if you can discover that tendency on the pattern, and every chart is different. And then when you buy it, you can start thinking about where you want to sell it. It could be when you reach the next new high, or when the price increase 10%. If 10% higher than what you pay for it, you can lock in that 10% profit, and just wait again for that to come down to your true line where you like to buy. You can start swing trading small, start small, and then grow from there, grow your account from there. You can start allocating $300 per trade, to buy something within $300, or you can even try to just buy one share. With this strategy though, you don't need to allocate a large amount of money for it. I was thinking about 10%, because we are going to wait a while to buy and wait a while to sell. I was thinking about $10,000 or $5,000, but I found that allocating that much, because the stocks will stay in the portfolio for a while, is easy to be low in capital to keep buying others when they reach your target line. Therefore, even if you are allocating a small dollar amount of your capital to each trade, you just aim for 10% to return on it. That way you won't freeze all your capital into within few stocks, and you can just have fun available as you keep every month adding to your account a little by little. You'll have cash available to keep buying stocks when they reach the valley and start getting ready to climb a new mountain. And you can just learn from previous purchases to see how the chart flow past where you bought. And it could be good depending on your the platform you use to analyze your chart. If you can use arrows to pinpoint where you bought, that'll be good. I found it useful last year when I placed an arrow right at the bottom of the price bar that I bought it, and then when I sold it, I'll place an arrow right at the top of the bar that I sold it at. It helps me, guides me to know where I bought it previously and where I sold it, and so forth. So when you do that, you'll be able to compare where the price is in comparison to where you bought it, and just help you make the dot conclusion or assumption on the price behavior or the price movement after you enter, and then learn from it, whether it went the direction you're expecting or it went against it. It's just going to be a learning experience, and you can improve your skills along the way. Thank you. We thank you very much for watching our videos. We thank you very much for your time. We thank you very much for all your comments, and we thank you very much all that subscribe to our channel. I'm Afiavi Liberman, Chorus of Liberman Consulting L.L.C YouTube channel, and in asop.com our blog. On our channel and on our blog, we share different ways to save money and different ways to make money to reach your financial independence, where you do not depend on an employer to provide for your family. And swing trading is one way to make money. To know how to create a watch list of stocks that you can swing trade, check our playlist related to those videos. They will be in the description. Thank you.